Hey, what's up guys and gals? This is a demo video for a custom saber that I made, the Solo 8. So this is for sale on my website. I did post it on Facebook, but mainly for sale on my website, solosabersllc.com. I had made a promise to myself that I was going to make more RTS sabers and then also get more into machining my own stuff. So this was made completely from scratch. The only thing that I didn't make on this is the actual switches. These brass switches are from Tim over at Tirfon Orbital. So it is a 2-button setup, as you can see, front being power, back being auxiliary. These are brass. I forget if I said that or not. This entire saber is made out of aluminum and brass, and of course the leather wrap here is from Defcon Bird. So I made a bit of like a claw aesthetic over here on the emitter, and I did put this brass insert in. All right, so and then I of course weathered everything. But this holds a 7/8 inch blade. It's got a Carl Chen V4 Neopixel connector in it. To get to the chassis, what you want to do is just unscrew the handle. I did thread this guy, so the threading is nice and smooth. I'll take this off real quick before we go over the actual saber. This is the handle, so of course, you know, threads onto the saber over here, and I made the pommel out of brass. All right, so you can unscrew the pommel if you like. I really don't think that, you know, there would ever be any reason to, but just know that if you wanted to, it is possible. All right, so just a solid piece of brass. I like doing the pommels out of brass because it gives some weight to the tip or to the back end of the saber, and it really just balances everything out. All right, so screw that back on. It goes on there pretty tight and it stays there, and the hole is wide open for sound. All right, this is the chassis. So this is an all-metal chassis with a brass crystal chamber in the middle. The crystal chamber has a real quartz crystal, so that lights up. Aluminum piece right here that went into the brass and then back to aluminum all the way through. This is basically a chassis sleeve. Of course, the chassis on the inside is made out of PLA, so we didn't have any of the electronics touching metal. But that's the Proffie board. As you can see, there's a kill switch right in front of it. This is a pretty tight build, so to make changes on this, you'd have to come through and pop the board up, do what you want to do, and snap it back down into place. But I made that a pretty tight snap fit. No matter how many times you do that, that thing's going to go right back into place and it's not going to move. There's an OLED screen here on the bottom side of the chassis right here. This is running an 18350 battery. These are some batteries I like to use when there's some tight spaces and there's a whole lot of stuff going on. So this is a removable 18350. It is super tight in there. It does come out though. You just have to use like a pair of tweezers, get it out, and then put it back in. No problem. There's a 16 pixel accent strip right here, and then there's another 16 pixel accent strip right here underneath this main metal piece. And then lastly, a 24 or a 28 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. These are the only speakers that I'll use in my builds. All right. So I got some 2 brass rods in the chamber. Those are for wire paths, so you don't ever see any wires. I mean, you can look on this, and I tried to keep it pretty clean, minus the weathering that I did, but as far as the wire management and everything else, pretty clean. All right. We can come over here and flip the switch. So this just has the one sound font on it for now. There's a copy of the config file on the SD card, so if anybody wanted to make any changes, they could definitely do that. You could just follow what I did. This has, how many blade styles does this have? 1, 2, 3, 3 blade styles. So the first will be your blade, the second will be your small crystal here, and the third and final will be these 2 strips. All right. It's kind of a lime green for now until we hit power. And then it goes to green. Both LED strips. You got your OLED animation over here. And of course the main blade connector is all lit up. And that's what the chassis looks like when the handle is off. All right. When we put the handle on, Easily just screws right on, locks down. Quite a bit of sound difference when this handle's on. The saber, super loud. Auxiliary over here. And twist off. These are some very nice switches from Tim, very easy to use, and they're very responsive. All right, so we're going to put a blade in this guy. Like I said, it takes a 7/8 inch blade. We'll lock it down with a blade retention. It's an 832 blade retention, located right here on the tip of the brass piece. That's a blade lock up. It does have a soundtrack. So this is my sound font. It always comes with the same track. If you've watched my previous videos, you probably always see me playing this font and this track. One of these days I will try to get a custom font package put together for my builds. But for right now, this is my own font from Kyberphonic, and I use it all the time. You can change color. You want blue. You got that blue. We'll unscrew the handle real quick. I've got the chassis, when it's off, staying at this lime green color that the LED strips and the crystal is doing. But when we hit it, when we turn it on, it will match the blade. And they all go to blue. So blue here, and of course the crystal is blue. All right, and we'll go ahead and just take the blade out of here real quick. That's basically the saber. Just wanting to show some functionality, talk about it a little bit. We'll turn this on real quick. Come over here and flip our switch, which is right in front of the board. Very easy to turn off, and it fits in the handle very well. So it goes right on, and then you'll notice these threads right on until it locks into place. A very solid saber. But yeah, that is my Solo 8. So this being the 8th saber I made from scratch, up for sale for whoever wants it. This will be the demo video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.